So ISIS is apparently back in the game, and they're blowing people up in Iran. For what reason, I don't know. Is it Sunni versus Shia conflict going on? I'm not sure. ISIS, they just got through getting their asses whooped in Iraq and Syria. I don't know why they're spending their time blowing up other Muslims. Not sure why, but okay. So apparently they set off bombs in Iran.
ISIS is now claiming responsibility for that deadly twin blast in Iran that happened on Wednesday. The explosions were at a memorial for Iranian military commander Qasem Soleimani, who was killed, at least 84 people and injured 284 others in those blasts. You can see the pictures there from Wednesday. That is from one of the Iranian news agencies. It is the deadliest attack in Iran since the 1979 revolution.
All right, let's get right to CNN international diplomatic editor Nick.
And see, this is the problem with radical Islam, bro. It knows no end. If they're not blowing up, infidels and non-believers, they're blowing up Shias. This radical Muslim shit, bro, it knows no fucking end, bro. This Sunni versus Shia, that's probably what it is. It's Sunni versus Shia conflict, and these radical Sunni Wahhabist Muslims and ISIS are probably blowing up their brethren in Iran. I be trying to tell people, bro, stop being soft on this radical Islam, bro, because these niggas are crazy. They blowing each other up.
Robertson, who's watching this. ISIS has claimed responsibility, which is something that we discussed as a possibility on air yesterday, just after the blast happened. Nick, explain the dynamics here. Why ISIS would want to target Iran?
They would want to target Iran because they consider it a Shia theocracy, and they consider them, as they describe them, polyatheists.
How'd I know, bro? Blowing folk up because they're Shia instead of Sunni.
And in their language today, in their press release claiming responsibility for the attack, they say they killed 300 polyatheists. Shias, because ISIS is a predominantly Sunni organization, and they are, in their own minds, at war with the Shias, and none more so than Iran, and none more so than Qasem Soleimani, because he was a leader in Iran that cracked down not only on Western interests. He was the international operations arm of the IRGC, the head of the Quds Force, but he also led the charge against ISIS as well, and that's why they would want to target him. Now, having said that, are they offering evidence in their claim so far that would support their case? I have to say, from what we've seen so far, there is not concrete evidence. There is even some discrepancies in what they describe. The number of dead, for example, is actually 84, according to the Iranians, not 300, as ISIS says, but ISIS often overstates. ISIS also said that the attack was carried out by 2 suicide bombers. Well, the information we have from the Iranian authorities yesterday is that at least one of those bombs was in a suitcase and was remotely detonated.
All in all, bro, they blowing each other up, blowing folk up over petty differences like Sunni and Shia. First and foremost, ISIS is unbelievably entitled. To think that you somehow have the right to blow people up because you started a terrorist organization, threatened to take over the entire world and cut everybody's heads off. You're crying because Iran took part in destroying the organization of ISIS. Y'all weren't even supposed to exist in the first place. The only thing you existed to do was to commit nefarious and evil acts upon humanity. Then when we get your ass up out of here as we were supposed to, now you want to blow up innocent civilians in Iran because you're mad over the fact they're Shia. And let's just say ISIS didn't do it. Let's just say they had nothing to do with it. Let's just say ISIS had nothing to do with it at all. To take credit for something this disgusting and to sit there and say, yeah, and now while we blew y'all up because y'all are polyatheists, y'all are Shia. Sick, but they're sick in the head. And we got people in America and the West still playing soft on Islam and radical Islam. Talking about how people on the right are Islamophobic and constantly trying to defend Islam's homophobia, trying to defend Islam's misogyny, all this, trying to defend all of these horrible things that Islam propagates. Y'all don't see how crazy this ideology is, but they're blowing each other up over the pettiest of differences, bro. In America, we have many denominations of Christians. You know what they're not doing? Blowing each other up. How could that possibly be? There's hundreds of denominations of Christianity in America and across the West. No one's blowing each other up. They're not stabbing each other. They're not shooting each other. They're not even fighting each other.
The Iranians also blamed Israel, the president of Iran today, saying that Israel was responsible and would pay a price for this.
So Israel's always responsible whenever anything goes wrong. It's always Israel's fault. Look, I know a lot of y'all support Palestine and shit. Frankly, I'm on Team America's side, and Israel is America's ally. These nations like Palestine and Iran, they don't like Americans. I don't give a fuck what race you are. Black, white, any of that. They want us all dead. I am on Team America, and part of being Team America means supporting Israel because Israel is our ally. Over here talking about they gonna blame Israel for this and Israel gonna pay a price. ISIS over there telling y'all they blew y'all up. Y'all worried about Israel. Bro, they're delusional, bro. They're out of their minds.
So there are still some parts of this that don't add up, but what does add up very clearly, the signature of the attack yesterday was not at all the signature of an Israeli precision strike against command figures. It was much more the signature of an ISIS attack, slashing out and hitting out at innocent civilians and bystanders, which is what seems to have happened at the Soleimani morning yesterday.
Blowing up innocent folk, bro. Blowing up innocent people, killing men, women, and children over what? Blowing up innocent folk, bro. Crazy.
Yeah, I'm curious why ISIS is jumping into the fray now.
That's what I'm saying.
Or not, they are claiming responsibility, even with the details being.
Them niggas is washed. ISIS fell off like 5 years ago. Why are they still talking shit? Why are they still blowing people up?
Off what they're saying. Why would they jump into this now, knowing that there is already the potential of a regional war? Is it to try to blow that up, or are they just trying to get attention from the world that they're still around?
This would have been a target of interest and a target potentially of opportunity where there would have been a large gathering, and also where they knew their enemies in the Iranian leadership might be looking in the other direction and might be looking for Mossad operatives rather than looking for ISIS operatives. So they may have seen that as an opening of opportunity. And I think when we look at the threshold of the level of attacks that have been hit Iranian interest, the Hamas leader killed under the noses of Hezbollah, a senior Iranian commander killed in Damascus in what appears to have been, although Israel has said not one of their airstrikes, and then the killing today of a senior Iranian commander claimed by senior Iranian-backed Iraqi militia commander by the United States in Iraq. These all fall below the threshold, if you will, for an escalation from Iran. This attack by ISIS may have just been trying to jump on and destabilize the situation further.
Bro, why is ISIS trying to get their hand... but I don't understand. This is a prime opportunity for ISIS or any other radical Islamic organization to direct the blame toward Israel. Now, usually Israel, they don't really engage in these kinds of attacks. Like, outside of being at war with Gaza. Don't sit there and bring up Gaza, bro. That's not the same thing. This is usually not how the Israelis operate, how Western powers operate. If ISIS genuinely did do this, this is just going further to prove my point about how much of a threat this radical Islam shit really is, bro. You're gonna blow up a bunch of random folk you don't know, people that believe in the same God as you because of differences. And I understand that the differences between Sunni and Shia are pretty serious. There's a long history. There's been a lot of fighting that goes back centuries. But actually millennia. But it just blows my mind that this kind of foolishness is still going on. ISIS blowing folk up in Iran. And then for the Iranian people to sit there and say, Israel will pay for this attack. Bro, ISIS is literally telling you they blew you up. And you over there talking about Israel will pay. This is like the truly like psychotic mentality of Iran. Iran is so like obsessed with Israel. They're encouraging the Palestinians to engage in a war that they can't win. They're sitting there, they get blown up by ISIS. And instead of sitting there saying, okay, we just got blown up by ISIS, they sit there and say, Israel, you will pay for this attack. As if ISIS isn't sitting there telling you with pom-poms, dancing, turning up, celebrating after blowing you up. They're telling you they did it and you're mad at Israel. The Iranians are delusional, bro. Completely delusional. But at the end of the day, that's what's going on. You know, Iran blaming the United States and Israel for all of its woes for the 1 millionth time. You know, it's funny that a nation that's so fucking discriminatory towards women could sit there and be so invested in Palestine and Israel. Y'all can't even treat women with a modicum of respect and dignity and equality, but you think it's your place to blow people up and to encourage Palestinians to blow people up in Israel, to shoot and kill innocent civilians in Israel. You know, I wouldn't be surprised if Iran was behind the October 7th attack. I think it's really, really funny that Iran, in spite of all of its easy shortcomings of women's rights, think it's their place to encourage the Gazan people to wage war on Israel and cause almost global chaos. To encourage the Houthis in Yemen to meddle with the global economy. And y'all niggas can't even give women equal rights, but you think it's your place to sit there and cause geopolitical strife and chaos. Okay. These are y'all's heroes, though. Because when I uploaded that last video against the Iranian-backed Houthis, y'all sat there and got mad. So it's like, I think it's really funny how y'all will sit there and continue to support this side of the world, which hates America, hates equality, hates equal rights, hates everything we stand for. Everything we stand for. Blows my mind. But it is what it is, though. I get it. Let me know what y'all think in the comment section below. Like and subscribe.